What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Player CJ. Today we're going to talk about Mike Modano and why Mo, when he's eligible in 2015, should get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, in my opinion. Probably the greatest American player of all time. All-time leading scorer amongst Americans was 1,374 points. Leading goal scorer 561, and games played by an American-born forward. Chris Chelios has the all-time record for Americans, which will never be broken. And the face of the franchise in Minnesota and in Dallas after the North Stars moved to Dallas. He was a big part of the team's success, throughout all those years. Won a Stanley Cup, was a 50-goal scorer, and had 90 points a few times. And really established himself as a preeminent two-way forward in the National Hockey League. You look at guys like him, that generation of American players, him, Leachy, Roenick, all those guys. Won a silver medal at the Olympics in 2002, and won a World Cup of Hockey in '96. His accolades speak for themselves. He really and truly was Mr. America for a number of years. Was a captain for a little bit in Dallas, and statistically, you look at his numbers, and they're comparable with anyone. He spent a lot of his career during the clutch and grab era of the National Hockey League. That kind of hurt his numbers. And playing for Ken Hitchcock, where wins are more important than personal statistics, and Joe Mo would vouch for that. It's all about the team with a guy like Ken Hitchcock on the bench and playing good, sound defensive hockey, which he did under Hitchcock's tutelage. And like I said, won the Cup back in '99 with 23 points in 23 postseason games. And like I said, it was a big part of the success they had. 146 points in 176 postseason games. Big time player in the postseason. And the one thing I will say is that 1 year with Dallas, with Detroit, his hometown team and everything. Good to see the kid, the hometown kid, at the age of 40 go home. But it's just weird. I grew up watching him play for the Stars, and he was one of my all-time favorite players. Being an American kid that could really inspire, other Americans, and playing in a non-traditional hockey market like Dallas, where kids from Dallas are now being drafted in the first, second round the last couple of years, and Seth Jones from Dallas be a top pick in next year's draft, 2013. You look at what he did for hockey, not only in the U.S., more specifically in the Texas area, Cowboys country, made the Stars to host the town for a number of years, and had a couple long playoff runs, won the Cup, lost in the finals. I think for the conference finals, I know they went in '08, maybe one other time. And he's a big part of that team's success for so many years. And I'm really, you look at his numbers for an American to do that. And I don't think you should look at him as an American. You should look at him as a hockey player. But as an American kid, you grow up idolizing someone like that can be a top player in the league and wear your colors proudly at the Olympics. And it's not the weight that brings it down. It's how you carry it. And Mike Modano's carry the Dallas Stars organization and USA Hockey with so much class and dignity for 20 some odd years. Went first overall, second American to go first overall in 1988 by the North Stars, and really, was a great big time scorer up in the Western Hockey League. And should have won Rookie of the Year with 75 points at the age of 19. Putting up 75 points in 80 games, but Makarov, who was I think 30 something, won it, and he wasn't a rookie at 30 some odd years old. But I think one of the criticisms was he never won a major award, but he's playing in an era when you had Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, even Pavel Bure winning goal scoring titles. So that took some of his thunder away. But the stats are the stats, and big guy who could just fly. He really and truly, just watching him play was amazing. He was electrifying with the puck. He could do so many things out there. He could facilitate the offense. He could, set up teammates, had a great shot, and breakaway his creativity was awesome. Look at the last game he played as a Dallas Star in Minnesota was unbelievable when he skated around the North Stars jersey. That was amazing. And the game against Anaheim, where he had the tying goal, was you couldn't script it. Neither team was making the playoffs, but just to see that happen was like, wow. And inspired. You look at the players USA Hockey has now. The Pat Kanes, the Bobby Ryans, the Phil Kessels of the world. the guys like Modano and Roenick laid the foundation for those guys to have the success that they have had in the NHL and at the international level. And, World Junior gold medals, Olympic silver medals. Guys won the last, two of the last two Stanley Cups. Americans are huge parts of that. Tim Thomas won the Conn Smythe, and Pat Kane in 2010 was amazing in the playoffs. And I can just sit here and talk about it for hours about what they inspired, and the guys in the 1980 Olympic team winning gold, beating the Russians. Then the next generation of the Modanos, the Tkachuks, the Roenics, the Amontes, guys like that, establishing themselves as bona fide superstars in the NHL. And then come this generation. It's amazing to watch the growth of USA Hockey, not only in markets like where Modano's from in Livonia, Michigan, or Minnesota, or my home state of Massachusetts, but Florida, California, Texas, Arizona, guys from all over the place are starting to play hockey, and the game's expanding. It really is a national game, and it's great to see kids from California making the NHL, kids from Texas making the NHL, and guys like Modano playing in these markets, having success on the ice, and inspiring kids in those areas to pick up, to strap on the skates. It's amazing, and I can't wait to see him in the Hall of Fame. Really, it's warranted it. He is the greatest player in the history of the Dallas and Minnesota organization. I think that speaks for itself. I think he's the all-time leading scorer, and I think every major offensive category. And former lineman Brett Hull, one of my all-time favorite players, another one of my favorite players. I can't say any more about him. And that's it for this episode of the Power Play with CJ on why Mike Modano should be inducted into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season.